Finally. Let's counter check this. Let's find out. So now this is a stream that I started 20 minutes late. I was trying to work out the back end. As you can see, I'm not on camera because I also have issues with the camera, but I thought I have to at least start this show. This is called Albo and Omera in Diaspora. It is, like a cultural, political, entertainment commentary show. We just talk about everything that interests us. Now, today, Filippo, who's the Omera in Diaspora, he is actually in California. Yes. Now, he's at work right now, so we kind of missed the schedule the way we had. So I am going to go through what I want to talk about today, and then we'll streamline as we go. I'm waiting for my webcam to come so that I can put my face there. But if you don't know my face, you can check on the other videos here and watch them also. Give me your opinions. So today there's a lot. There's a lot to be discussed in terms of what has happened out there. So I picked a few things that interest me. For example, what you see on the screen, that is the latest Marvel series called Wonder Man. So there's some little controversy there because Wonder Man initially, I think let me check this one, Wonder Man. Now, this is the individual here who is acting in the series, but initially, as you know, this is how Wonder Man actually looks. There's some white guy over there, but Hollywood, and they are race swapping. But we are going to watch, first of all, the trailer. We have that. Then we are going to talk to you about Avatar. Yes? We want to it has hit this third installation has hit $1 billion. So we are going to check on that. Then tutasonga huko mbele now. Will Smith Will Smith has been found to have been acting inappropriately with a certain gay man. So he's been sued. Yes, so there's that. So we are going to go through that particular thing. Then a few other things that interest me, like what is the other thing? Yes, we might touch on Maduro and the Somali situation. So let's see in America, as you had all the craziness. So we are going to start with Wonder Man. We react to the trailer and we move on. So I just want to really check real quick what my position is on the stream, then to endelea. I'm doing this stream by myself, and is it there? Why is it not there? Are you talking about? Let's check that. Let's check live, that one. Why is it not live? Is it not live? Is it not live? Oh my goodness. Let's find out. Is it not live? Okay, it's live now. Okay, fine. Let's continue. On that Guinea. Let me find out this thing. Is it not live? Yes, it's there. I'm checking. You can see all my back end there. Okay. So let's watch the first thing that we are reacting to. There's a lot of stuff. So if I wasn't live then yeah, I started late. I explained. I don't know if that was recorded or that was streamed. I'm struggling here. Struggle streaming. Anyway, let's do this one first. Wonder Man, what's the pretext? Is it like a light, what do you call it, like a funny character? I don't know this character, so I'm just like, whoever is out there who knows, you can tell. I don't like how they make these men behave so effeminate. Like, I can already sense it. Unfortunately, once you've seen these ones one too many times, you realize,
A superhero remake. exactly what we'd expect from an Oscar-winning director.
This is the role. It's everything. If I get this close and I miss,
Yo, I need to find out who who was who is Marvel characters have been working with Baron Zeno, but became a hero, gaining superhuman flight and energy blast from ionic energy, often featured as an Avenger, and is now the focus of a new blah blah blah. Okay, so that's I was just wondering. So they're doing a show? Oh, what's that? Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna need you to sign this to confirm you don't have superpowers.
Yeah?
I need to be in this movie.
I don't like this awkward men that they don't seem to have any kind of... Anyway, I'm big picky.
I was born to play this character.
It's the sum of everything you've experienced. The joy, sadness, loss, heartbreak.
The Department of Damage Control considers Simon Williams an extraordinary threat.
What?
Are you gonna use super speed or what?
I'm gonna use my car, Trevor.
Does that mean you do or do not have super speed?
Let's go!
Okay. Well, I don't know. I think is it like if it sounds like it's a comedy anyway, everything points to it being a comedy. I hope it's the guy gets better, becomes a better character. Like we see him change, we see him develop. You know, Hollywood has a thing with character development that is really it really works. Like they don't build, they've lost the art of making you care for characters. I think the most of those people that could do that were fired for various reasons, so they just stopped working for them. So if you look at this, I don't know. I can't be optimistic because this is Marvel, They're woke nonsense. So I don't hate it. Let me just say, probably because I don't know the character and whatnot. So I'll just wait for it to come out. This is in January 27th. Yeah, wait until it just come out. I give it a 5.5 out of 10 in terms of engagement and to get me interested. But also it could be because I'm a jaded person who has seen all this nonsense before, and then the movie comes out, we don't know what's going on. We don't know. Like, you just see strange things all over the place. You see very strange thing, and that's the problem I have with a lot of these Marvel and anyway, let's jump on. Let's go. Another successful Avatar, Fire and Ash tops box office. Let's go to the box office. Crosses $1 billion. So let's go here first. Box office, Boyo. Jake and Neytiri's family grapples with grief, encouraging a new aggressive Navi tribe the Ash people who are encountering, who are led by the fiery Varang as the conflict on the Pandora escalates. Do you know the thing about these movies? This is the third one. They've all made like over $1 billion, but other than the first one, I struggle to remember even the storylines of the next two. This one is okay. I haven't watched this. I was gonna do that in the theaters, but it's 3 hours 20 minutes long, and I complained about it. I'm like, 3 hours 20 minutes long. Jesus, there must be a lot of padding and long emotional scenes and what. Anyway, let's check this out. The domestic, $300 million. International, $778 million. $1.083 billion. what was the what was the Avatar box office? Avatar box office. Let's see all of them. So no, Fire and Ash, the others. Avatar 1 box office. 2, hey, the original 2 grossed about $2.9 billion. Jesus. 2, 1 billion. Okay, what is this? I'm talking about Avatar 2, not this one. These people. You see, the Google are upselling the current movie, so so Avatar. No, this is not what I'm talking about. Okay, we'll dig deeper. These people are frustrating me now. Avatar. Oh, no, let's go here. Let's go to box office mojo. Let's go to Avatar. So let's check this out. Avatar 2009. Yeah, so let's go here. This was 2.9 billion. 2.9 billion, there it is. Then the 2022 one, The Way of the Vata, 2.3 billion. Jesus. This guy is collecting. It takes long to do them, but hey, you can't complain. The 2.9, then 2.3, so that's already over $5 billion. So this one has gotten a 6, probably will get to 1.2 again, or 2. I don't think it will really get to 2 billion. I'll be very interested. They did an international haul of 1.6 billion. Okay, so it is extremely popular franchise. So what we are gonna do is watch the trailer. Did I do the trailer? I don't remember. We're gonna do it again. Yeah, so we're gonna do that here. Avatar, Fire and Ash. Yes, I did a review. Should we watch it and see? Should we watch a bit of it and see? I've watched this one. So I think there was a lot of this, watching the environment, some shiny things and such.
The strength of the ancestors is here.
Emotional. Chemis. All right. The thing is, with the world building this, it takes so long, but it is very intricate. Extremely. I suspect this movie is just background music and emotive stuff, the family. Family. It has that feeling. I think I've tried to avoid to watch reviews of the movie because I want to be shocked, but I can already tell this is one of the emotional.
You cannot live like this, baby. In hate.
In hate.
If there is something you can do.
Who is that fellow who's there? This fellow here who's living in this environment. Who is this one? He doesn't need to be like this. Who do this?
If there is something you can do.
Who that?
Then you must do it.
That looks so Red Indian-y, Maasai warrior, what do you call, tribe aesthetic. Alright. I have struggled with this thing of arrows in this universe, like people just using your good old arrows. And,
The children.
and then there are guns there. The children.
No, Spider. And we will find another way.
So they have the same storyline. Bad Nini over there. It's basically.
Your goddess has no dominion here.
Okay. So that's that. It's like I'd watched it, but I didn't react to it. All right. So there's that. I don't see anything that's this that is $1 billion worth, but they are all making $1 billion. So respect to the game. So let's jump in straight to Will Smith because this is just weird. I'm just reporting on it. I'll give you, of course, my opinions on the matter, but hey, this guy. It seems that because of a lot of the humiliation we've seen him go through in the media, it seems there's a reason, or people have stuff on him that he doesn't want coming out. So maybe this is one of them. Maybe this is the usual cash grab, as it often is. Yeah, most people, when they come out after all these years or this, and then they're not very specific. Anywho, let's break it down. But first, we are going to listen to, there's a comedian called Corey Holcomb, who said something on this guy's, I keep on forgetting this, Cam Newton. Yes, Cam Newton's podcast, and he said straight up that Will Smith is gay. Why are you gay, Will? So let's listen to what he said, then we'll transition to others. So I have a few other videos and kind of what we'll also listen to the person who's accusing him of all those misgivings. The misgivings. I need to check something real quick. I need to check the stream. Yeah. He's going. I gotta check. 2 views. Tuendele. So let's go. So let's hear what Cam Newton, what Corey Holcomb first had to say before we continue.
Now, there are celebrities who have accepted the poly and non-monogamous relationships. Some we know.
The poly and non-monogamous. Just it doesn't make any sense. Like they're just making up ways to cheat with permission. The poly and non-monogamous. No, it's just cheating.
Will Smith and Jada, they've been open about they have an open relationship. But Will like guys.
Look at Cam Newton. He's like, okay. It's like you need to expect. But then this Corey Holcomb, he just speaks his mind. And I like him. He's great.
Huh? Will like guys. How you know?
I live in LA. Does that make sense to you?
No.
I live in Los Angeles. There's a lot of opportunities I don't get because the guys don't want me to see them with their boyfriends. And I've suffered from that. It's like everybody know anyway. Everybody know anyway. So I'm saying like,
the thing is, Will Smith has spoken weirdly about his things when he does his sexualities and what they've done, and then you look at his kids, they are turning non-binaries and whatnot. Then of course you know about the wife's transgressions. So there's that. So I guess like in Hollywood, the way all these guys knew about Diddy parties and whatnot, but nobody really had like the video. But because guys have gone there and because maybe they've done things there they're ashamed of, so they don't speak. So there's a lot of protecting information among these people. So, okay, let's continue.
do you think me saying Will like guys, because I said it, and I can't take it back.
Yeah.
Because I believe it. I know it for the most part. By me saying that, I hope it doesn't strike a nerve in anybody. But I'm saying I live in LA.
Yeah.
And there's a lifestyle that is kept quiet.
A secret society.
Yeah. And it's like people like me suffer from this lifestyle because of the shame that some guys have of how they like to move. And I don't think that however you move is something you should hold against me. I think it's unfair.
There could be a sense of defamation of character because I haven't really known Will Smith to be a person that is
gay,
homosexual.
So that's the first clip, So here it is, Will Smith accuser Brian King Joseph alluded to alleged harassment days before filing lawsuit. You see, me, I don't what do you mean harassment? Anyway, let's listen to the younger man here. He's gay. Yes, he's gay. Let's listen to what he has to say. Huh? It is. Okay, he's here.
Here, I was hired to
let's start.
Be a performer on a major tour
So he was hired.
It's somebody who is huge in the industry. So I was excited, proud of myself for getting the opportunity. Unfortunately, some things happened, and I can't get into the details of exactly what that was, because it's already a legal issue right now. But the reason why I'm speaking out about this is because getting fired or getting blamed or shamed or threatened or anything like that, simply for reporting sexual misconduct or safety threats at work.
What do you mean by sexual misconduct and safety at work? You have to be a bit specific. I don't know if it's about the court case, but you have to be specific. I'm not defending Will Smith or anything like that, but I'm not going to throw somebody under the bus with such vague descriptions. To me, they don't make much sense. So anyway,
is not okay. And I know that there's a lot of other people out there who have been afraid to speak up, and I understand. And if that's you, I see you. And that's pretty much it. More updates to come soon. Thanks for listening.
All right. Okay. What do I think? Let's read what this person is saying. The harassment. Professional violinist. So he's a professional violinist, this younger man here. Brian King Joseph appeared to allude to the alleged harassment he claimed he suffered at the hands of Will Smith day before filing a lawsuit against the famed actor. Earlier this year, I was hired to blah, blah, blah. So you heard him say that. He continued, I can't get into details. So we're going to all this... Are you reading that there? My goodness. I understand that it's you, I see you, blah, blah, blah. So in the complaint... Okay, let's say... So Joseph filed his lawsuit against Will Smith, 57, in Los Angeles in December 30th, 2025. In documents obtained by Us Weekly, the one we're reading here, Joseph accused Smith of predatory behavior. What does that mean? Can you give us description? And deliberately grooming and priming Mr. Joseph for further sexual exploitation. So he was hitting on you? That's not illegal, since in America there, being gay is illegal. So if he was hitting on you, okay, so you didn't want to be hit on? Or okay. The alleged act took place during Smith's Based on a True Story tour. It was a flop. I saw some clips of him using an eye to the crowd. Okay, anyway. Joseph also claimed that he was asked to join the tour in November 2024. The tour began in Las Vegas, So Joseph further alleged the harassment began in Sin City, Las Vegas. In the complaint, Joseph claimed he returned to, which was booked, and find someone had unlawfully entered the room. In the room, he allegedly discovered wipes, a beer bottle, a bottle of HIV medication with another individual's name and hospital discharge work belonging to another person. The musician also, there was a note on the Brian, I'll be back no later, just as drawn heart. Stone F, which he believed was a message he get an unknown individual will soon return to his room to engage in sexual acts. Okay. All right. I think this is one of them things that we have to kind of wait. You gotta have to wait for more information, because a lot of these people, I'm sorry, but a lot of people lie a lot. Will Smith is rich, and they want money and probably the fame that comes with it, or maybe I don't know what Will Smith is not doing for his people. Your bosses, Will Smith, have you refused to do another woke movie or what? You know, a lot of the times when these allegations come up is because the actor or the person involved has rubbed the bosses the wrong way. So maybe they have things they've hidden for you. And you see a lot of these people, they've already done things, so they're already compromised. So it gets to a point, maybe they get too powerful or too tired to hide, or whatever the case may be. So it starts like this. You see, like Diddy, they did a big thing, then they just put him in for like less than 5 years. Like, what was that all about? So this is all I can say about this. I am hanging. I'm hanging. I don't know where the truth is at the moment. I can't take his word for it. Will Smith has not responded. I need to see more evidence, because his descriptions are very vague and they don't seem to have yeah. So let's listen in to Law and Crime Network. They usually break down things properly so that we can understand exactly what's in there.
Big news in the entertainment world. Will Smith has just been officially sued by a professional violinist who claims he was the victim of sexual harassment and retaliation.
Getting fired or getting blamed or shamed or threatened or anything like that.
Skip this
Evidence whether this is potentially a strong case, and we're actually bringing on the attorney who has filed this lawsuit, and we're going to do it all for you right now. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
I like this show.
All right, so we wouldn't be able to bring you this episode if we didn't have the incredible support from our sponsor, Morgan & Morgan. We're talking about America's large $5 billion and the QR code on screen.
All right. Cheers. Maybe
scan the QR.
Maybe I should leave the QR code. Yes, if we are reacting to their videos. There is their sponsor. You can scan the QR
code on screen.
Yes. Let's be good people here. People are trying to make
money. We've got another celebrity lawsuit that has just come out. It is making waves. This time, the person getting sued is Will Smith. That's right. The 57-year-old actor, musician, he has been sued by a professional violinist who appeared or was going...
What's that look?
going to appear, I should say, on Smith's tour. And this is a bombshell sexual harassment and retaliation lawsuit. Now, when I say that, you may have an idea of what the allegations are. Not quite. No. Got to explain. I'm going to go over the complaint. I'm going to go over the allegations, the legal claims. We will see if there is something here potentially. And remember, these are just allegations at this point. Smith has a right to defend himself. Nothing has been proven in a court of law. He has not been held liable. But we have to lay out what's here in this complaint. So first I should tell you who's bringing this lawsuit. And that's interesting. This is a lawsuit that was filed out in California State Court on behalf of Brian King Joseph. Now, before I get into what he alleges, first...
This guy has some looks. What are these looks anyway? The gays of America, especially in Hollywood, wet flamboyancy on overdrive.
First thing to note, his attorney, so the one filing this lawsuit on his behalf, is Jonathan Delshad. We just talked about him a few days ago because Delshad brought those lawsuits against actor and producer Tyler Perry on behalf of two men who claim they were sexually assaulted by Tyler Perry. We're talking about Mario Rodriguez. That lawsuit that was just filed only days ago, we broke down the entire thing on a previous episode of Sidebar. You can go check it out. But it is interesting that now he is representing another client suing a major celebrity figure in the entertainment industry.
This is actually a big hassle in Hollywood. So you kind of have to keep your nose clean all the time, and you can't, you have to be hard to compromise. The things you do, you have to be comfortable with people knowing them. That's where we are going. So I know a lot of people really don't care, like if it's not like a really egregious crime, sometimes even egregious crimes, people just move on like it's nothing. So
And as I mentioned, we are going to be bringing in Mr. Delshad in a minute to talk about this and him filing this lawsuit on behalf of Joseph. But back to Brian King Joseph, okay? First of all, you may know him because he apparently appeared on season 13 of America's Got Talent, made it to the top 3. So you might know who he is. Now, the complaint...
So he's an industry person.
Starts off by saying that if you don't know who he is a professional violinist who was employed by the defendants in this case in connection with a live music tour. So he acted as a musician and a crew member. Now, I want to stop right there. First, he's not only suing Willard Carroll Smith, yes, that is Will Smith's real name, didn't know that, that's apparently his full name, but also this management company that was associated with Will Smith, Trey Ball Studios Management. And this is the most important part. If you were wondering, well, is that part even true, right? Was there even a connection? Is he a complete stranger? There is video that Joseph posted on his Instagram back in December of 2024, showing him on stage, playing the violin, where Smith appears to come on stage and introduces him saying, Brian King Joseph, ladies and gentlemen. So this was posted December 15, 2024.
Brian King Joseph, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, Joseph claims that around November of 2024, he was contacted by Smith's people to come out to the actor's house for an introduction, for a potential recording opportunity. He apparently goes there, plays the violin for Smith, claims that Smith invited him to join him at a performance in San Diego, and then join his tour, the Based on a True Story 2025 tour. And he claims...
He came looking very gay, and Will Smith licked his lips. It's just right there. I had to say
he played at that San Diego show, which, by the way, that video that I just mentioned seems to be from, because Joseph, in the caption to that, posts, still pinching myself, 2 sold-out nights with the one and only Will Smith at the Observatory North Park, which is in San Diego. So anyway, he claims that Smith wanted him to become more involved in the performances, that he was a valued member of the team, that he wanted to provide him more stage time, that he even invited Joseph to play on Smith's tracks. And this is where Joseph claims that Smith said to him, quote, you and I have such a special connection that I don't have with anyone else. And apparently more things to that effect. Keep that in mind. Now, this next part is very important for the legal case, okay? So Joseph claims that he was provided information about the upcoming global tour that he would be a part of, or seemingly would be a part of, that would last for several months, and, quote, in reliance, important legal phrase there, in reliance of that tour, Joseph allegedly told Smith's representatives that he's going to be spending all this money, thousands of dollars, for more music equipment, medication, and other things that he's going to need for the tour. Fast forward, March of 2025. This is the key month. So Joseph claims that he joined Will Smith for the Las Vegas part of the tour, and that all the hotel rooms for him and the crew, they were booked by the defendants. That no one besides the crew or hotel staff had access to his room. And he claims that he left his bag in the van that was moving the crew around from place to place. And when he asked management to get his bag at 3 p.m., management claims they couldn't find it. But then 2 hours later, they allegedly came back with the bag. They found it. So then Joseph claims on the night of March 20th, he goes back to his hotel room and claims there was, quote, evidence that someone had, quote, unlawfully been in his room. He claims hotel security checked it out, said there were no signs of forced entry, meaning no one...
How do you know it's unlawful? What if it's somebody who has access, legal access? Anyway, it's a case.
Broke in, that the only people who would have been in there were supposedly Smith's management team. And if you're wondering, how can he prove this? Well, Joseph claims this was documented by phone calls between him and hotel security. So obviously, they would subpoena the phone records through the course of discovery, right, if this case advances. Now, I'm going to read you this next part from the complaint verbatim, because you may also be asking, well, how does he know that someone was in his room? Quote, the evidence included a handwritten note addressed to plaintiff by name, which read, Brian, I'll be back no later 5:30, just us.
Just going to get the baby oil. Just the baby oil. Just get you to the store for some baby oil.
On Hart, Stone F. Among the remaining belongings were wipes, a beer bottle, a red backpack, a bottle of HIV medication with another individual's name, an earring, and hospital discharge paperwork belonging to a person unbeknownst to plaintiff. Plaintiff feared that an unknown individual would soon return to his room to engage in sexual acts with plaintiff. Now, Joseph claims that he immediately notified security and Smith's team about what had happened, quote, obtained photo documentation, so not sure if that means he took photos of the note and these items, because obviously that would be very important for his case, that he changed rooms and called the non-emergency police line as well. So if he can prove that all of that happened, and there are police and hotel records to confirm that, that is going to be very important. Now, I will say real quick, okay, a couple of questions. Who is Stone F? Is there surveillance footage from the hotel that can be subpoenaed to see who may have entered the room? I mean, this was supposedly only last year. And from a legal point of view, could Smith's defense attorneys argue that drawing a conclusion that someone wanted to engage in sex acts with Joseph is too far a leap based on this evidence, right? How do you connect that to Will Smith and his team exactly? I get it. They booked the rooms, but...
Yeah. So far, it sounds very flimsy, isn't it? Yeah, it's like, oh, this person, Stone F, and there's no act yet. There's no, like, he did this thing.
How do you connect that back to Smith? But I'm going to bring on Joseph's attorney in a little bit, so hopefully he can clarify a little bit
Let's hear some legalese.
Joseph claims the next day, so March 21st, he goes back to L.A. to support the crew and the cast for a pre-recorded show. However, he alleges that Tim Miller, complaint doesn't really explain who that is, but Tim Miller talked to him and said, it's too late for you to come through the crew entrance, and that we'll just see everyone. We'll see you in New Mexico for the next part of the tour. But then Joseph alleges a few days later, Miller blames him for what happened in that Las Vegas hotel room incident, and that Joseph was ultimately fired. Quote, when plaintiff requested for further reasoning, Tim Miller, acting on behalf of defendants, redirected the blame for the termination onto plaintiff, replying, I don't know, you tell me, because everyone is telling me that what happened to you is a lie. Nothing happened, and you made the whole thing up. So tell me, why did you lie and make this up? Now that raises a pretty interesting series of questions, right? Did Miller actually say that to Joseph? And if so, was this a way to just, discredit Joseph? Or alternatively, why did he really believe that? Are there those refuting Joseph's narrative? In the complaint, Joseph alleges that he was shocked by this accusation from Miller, that he submitted evidence and a timeline, but, quote, defendant never made any effort to verify if the safety concerns...
The thing is, the evidence is shown, I've found very flimsy. Like, if you told me that, would I really follow through that much? Probably not, because it doesn't sound convincing to me. It sounds like it's either somebody was messing with him or it's made up, or it's true. You never know with these Hollywood people, but so far it doesn't sound convincing. That's my status at this point as we are going on.
Was true or not. One call to the hotel security would have been sufficient. Instead, defendant was intent on firing plaintiff because he reported the attempted sexual assault. Miller also indicated in person and via email that the tour was, quote, moving in a different direction, which was part of the reason for plaintiff's termination. However, following plaintiff's report and termination, defendant hired another violinist to assume the same position on the tour. This hiring strongly suggested that defendant's stated reason for the termination was pretextual.
Now, it could just be that because he brought this up, maybe none of those people were involved. They thought, troublemaker, we need to lose this person. Or, this guy is not going to bend over, so he needs to leave, and we've already, whoever the person is has already made an approach and it's been turned down. In my opinion, it just feels like somebody is hitting on someone. That's what it is. These gays. I don't know how gays hit on each other, but I am guessing it's closer to heterosexual, like the way we hit on each other. Try and get some pudendum, some pudesh.
From there, the complaint reads, plaintiff further pleads on information and belief that defendant's conduct goes beyond a mere failure to protect an employee's safety or a dispute over a claim. Facts strongly suggest that defendant Willard Carroll Smith II was deliberately grooming and priming Mr. Joseph for further sexual exploitation. The sequence of events, Smith's prior statements to plaintiff, and the circumstances of the hotel intrusion all point to a pattern of predatory behavior rather than an isolated incident.
I thought there was more. I really thought there was, but I just heard of this. I didn't want to dig in. I just have this live reaction.
Defendant's actions caused plaintiff severe emotional distress, economic loss, reputational harm, and other damages. Plaintiff was also harmed as a result of the stress of losing his job. His health deteriorated, causing major psychological damage. Plaintiff suffered from PTSD and other mental illness as a result of the termination. Now, before I get into some early thoughts that I have.
PTSD, okay. They've lined up their mental illnesses, suffering, brokenness. Hey, they really want, I wonder how much they're asking for.
Have on this and the actual legal claims and causes of action. Joseph did apparently post the following video on Instagram just days before this lawsuit was filed.
Earlier this year,
it's not a criminal case. The burden of proof is much lower at trial. It is upsetting, okay? And you can see how much of a negative effect this would have had on him. However, I do have to ask, based just on the four corners of this complaint, is this a bit speculative? You know,
that's what I think. You see, if somebody said they found somebody had written something and told him, I'm going to come later, Steven, or whatever the name they used, and then they were fired after that, there just seems to be very little. Maybe overreacted, so these people fired him because they didn't want any trouble. I wouldn't want such a person if they're just causing hell and there's nothing to it. I probably wouldn't, because Hollywood is very litigious. America is very litigious. So these guys are like, no. And you see, it's been, how long is that? So it's like a year later. I wish these people, people know this information. Like when something like that happens, you're just meant to do it immediately when it's hot so that you can get it done. So I think more often than not, you can do that. But most people choose not to, especially this Hollywood. Maybe they're thinking if they do, they won't get called again, because that happens. Like even to women, if a director or a producer wants to sleep with an actress and she says no, likely, and maybe she's been chosen already, likely to be treated badly on set, and maybe they'll start looking for reasons to let her go. It happens. So this is, while the information that I have right now and the evidence that this young man is offering us, it feels flimsy. At the same time, I do understand the power plays that occur between people who have the opportunities and the people that are seeking them, especially this level of opportunities, this level of fame and money and opportunities that come, other opportunities. So a lot of people just do tend to bend over, like the Diddy people. A lot of people who were dealt with Diddy bent over, and the ones who did not make it. Yeah, so there's that.
Attaching this one bizarre episode to Will Smith and a pattern of predatory behavior, is it too much of a leap?
What is the pattern? I have not seen. This seems like one or two actions, but they don't seem to be a pattern, like he did it incessantly. Like the one I saw for Tyler Perry, the one I'd actually reacted to it or had reported on it. They seem to be a bit more messaging and actual, like he's hitting on the guy hard or whatever. But it's also, like even that, there was more, but it was still like it doesn't meet the threshold, at least as far as I'm concerned.
There enough connective tissue there? How can you suggest that Smith or his team were part of this or were responsible? Does there need to be more proof of sexual exploitation here?
Yes.
What were the other alleged comments that Smith made to Joseph over time? Is that one
So maybe there are more messages, or that other than the letting on, obviously. A lot of back and forth phone messages, and a lot of people, they are caught with their phones. Their phones catch them because they leave all the evidence there. That's where they communicate the most. So whoever it is, it's always there. So that's why most people get caught, even when you're cheating.
Comment in the complaint. Is that enough from Smith about a special connection? Is that overtly sexual? Is this just about an artistic connection? There's room there to debate. And while, of course, the complaint is more bare bones and claims can be further developed during the course of discovery and when information and evidence is exchanged, texts, phone records, email, surveillance footage, but is it too bare bones right now? You wonder if Smith will try to move for what we call in the law summary judgment on this. Basically, that there's no genuine issue for either a judge or jury to decide here. There's no legal claim. Not saying it would be effective, not saying it would work, but just reading the allegations as laid out, do they support a case against Smith and this management company?
As in this guy, this Will Smith, by the way, let's just for a moment. This guy basically literally has everything or had or still has, whichever the case. The talent, the looks, the height, fitness, charisma, all that. And the industry loved him, the fans loved him. And then you realize a lot of these people in the back, like if you are an artist of this level, I think the discipline must go hand in hand. There is no way out. Because this thing of getting involved in all this sexual bullshit, these over-the-top things, they mess up the mind. People become really serious degenerates when they go to Hollywood because everybody is trying to, outdo the other in one way or another. And then the accentrism and all that.
Maybe, maybe not. But maybe I'm a little overly critical. We're going to bring on Joseph's attorney in a little bit, clarify this position. So stay tuned for that. Let me go through this, okay? These are the causes of action. So the first cause of action or claim is for retaliation violation of California law. Basically, the argument is it is illegal for an employer to fire or discriminate against an employee who reports on being sexually harassed. Now, again, Joseph will have to establish that he engaged in protected activity, namely properly reporting sexual harassment, and that this firing was due to that reporting. Again, Smith, I would imagine, would argue he didn't fire him because he reported sexual harassment. Maybe he was fired for a different reason, that we fired him because maybe we legitimately believed he made it up, or we fired him because we didn't think that he was good anymore, right?
There's just too many reasons they can give that would pass. And that's his problem.
Conversation that Joseph had with Miller, that's Joseph's allegations of that story. What would Miller say happened during that conversation? The timing of the alleged firing and the alleged incident is an issue for Smith, right? It's an issue for his team, though. That proximity, very close in time, could be difficult. And if they didn't properly investigate Joseph's, let's say there are legitimate claims, that could be an issue for Wilson.
This guy looks ashy as hell. It looks like he does a lot of drugs, dry mouth. Anyway, most of these people, Hollywood, they're on something.
Smith. The next claim is also for retaliation, but it's under the labor code. So it's similar, but the argument is that it's illegal for an employer to retaliate against an employee for revealing information that the employee reasonably believes violates state or federal law. Again, the idea of protected activity. Okay. Same thoughts as above. The third cause, also similar, it's retaliatory termination in violation of public policy. So it's not based on a statute per se, but more California case law. That it has been California law to stop retaliation against employees who complain about workplace health and safety conditions. So it seems to be a broader claim. I did a quick look on this. It appears to be a viable separate cause of action in California. But again, you need that connectivity, right? That he was fired for reporting what he claims was a trespass into his hotel room, protected activity. And again, this will be very fact-specific about what happened in that room, how he reported, what Miller allegedly said, what Smith and management, what they allegedly knew about this. The fourth claim is for what's known as a Bain Act violation, the Tom Bain Civil Rights Act. So it provides someone a right to sue if they believe their rights under the Constitution. Or
you know what is missing is the direct connection between Will Smith and this guy. Other than the thing he said that they have a connection or whatever, it could just be one of those artsy talks. I've been around, our circles. People like to talk, oh, Philly, oh, I am so in tune with his guitar. Or violin for that matter. It could just be one of those pretentious things we say, But yeah.
California law have been interfered with. Here the claim is that Joseph had a right to report safety hazards and not be retaliated against. The rights he claims are protected by California labor law and the state constitution, a guarantee of personal safety and security. This is a notable section. Quote, following these protected actions, defendants through their agents and representatives engaged in threats, intimidation, and or coercion by abruptly terminating plaintiff's employment, falsely stating they were moving in a different direction and replacing him with another violinist. Again, fair to allege, but is what Miller allegedly did and the subsequent alleged termination, threats, intimidation, coercion. My opinion, I could be wrong. I think that needs to be fleshed out a little bit more, but we're in the early stages. Fifth cause of action, Ralph Act violation. So this is the Ralph Civil Rights Act of 1976. It protects people from violence or threats because of sex or sexual orientation. And the claim here is the alleged intrusion into his hotel room was a violent act or a threat or intimidation.
There's no, from what you've seen, like seriously, would you consider that like a violent threat? Because it would be, because it sounds like somebody who's talking like he's familiar with this guy in that way. Like, I'll be here, I'll be there. It's just me and you. We're just gonna have a great time. I don't know. You know, sometimes let me just be a bit naughty on the side. Sometimes a guy like this, he goes and offers himself to an exec, music producer or whatever, and the guy takes the goods and doesn't give back what he expected, aka maybe there was a deal, maybe there's, like, for example, doing a concert with Will Smith, whatever the case may be. So that could be one of the reasons, in my opinion. But hey, who knows?
Of a sexual nature, quote, the circumstances, including the personal nature of the items left behind, the note addressed to plaintiff, and prior statements by Smith to plaintiff, such as, you and I have such a special connection, support the inference that plaintiff believed that the substantial motivating reason for the unlawful entry and related conduct was plaintiff's sex and or sexual orientation. Again, goes to the idea of, is that alleged statement from Smith overtly sexual and enough to...
No. It could be, but it can be interpreted in so many other ways. This, at least on first, on first thoughts, first assessment, this is very weak. This is it feels contrived in so many ways. Of course, all this could change with a bevy of texts and videos coming out. As they do. See, like Diddy, they released the Cassie video beating up over there by the elevators. So for Will Smith, I don't know. It could easily be here. I mean, we could find videos, but until then, I am not even on the fence. I'm on the other side. I think Will Smith maybe he was thirsty, wanted some. I don't know. Maybe someone else did, but I think this guy is trying to pull him into this thing because he's the face of it all, and probably going after him who might cause enough embarrassment for him to get paid off. People do that sometimes. Celebrities or people of means who just pay off someone because they don't want to deal with the PR nightmare that's around, even if it's a lie. I don't agree with it, because for me, once you pay, you're guilty as far as I'm concerned. I don't care about all the explanations they give. Oh, it's no. If your integrity means that little that you have to pay off someone to just go away when they lie to you, then I'm sorry. We are not on the same camp. But that happens. Nonetheless, whatever I think of it, that happens.
Established that Joseph had a reasonably based belief and inference that he was fired and retaliated against because of sex and sexual orientation. 6, we have sexual harassment in violation of the California Fair Employment and Housing Act, which essentially protects employees from harassment or discrimination. The actual excerpt from the code says it makes it illegal for an employer or any other person because of sex to harass an employee. Further states, an employer may also be responsible for the acts of non-employees with respect to harassment of employees. And here Joseph claims that he was employed by the defendants. He was working out of California for preparing for the tour. That's why, by the way, it's California law violation, California jurisdiction, that someone broke into his hotel room while on tour for the defendants. So we're talking about a course of employment. And there was allegedly a note that was left with the intent to engage in sex acts, according to him, a note that was left in a hotel room that was assigned and arranged for by the defendants. They allegedly didn't do anything about it after Joseph reported on it, and he was fired for it. Now, throughout the complaint,
I think based on what they've said and offered so far, I think they saw this guy is just going to be a pain in the behind. Let's just let him go. That's what I see so far.
Joseph discusses the harm that he allegedly suffered and the damages that he believes he's entitled to. So allegedly severe emotional distress, fear of his safety, an economic loss, PTSD, damage to his reputation, claims that he's entitled to a wide array of economic damages. And I will say this, the harm suffered could be the strongest claim, because if he can properly allege everything above, right, and that he was fired for reporting a legitimate workplace safety issue, then it may be an easier road to prove how he suffered financially and people calling him a liar, and that he reaches this opportunity and for it to be taken away in this fashion. Probably will require him to testify, but you see,
what they're going to do is make sure if he's lying, or if he's not lying and there's no evidence to suggest that he is not lying, they're going to dismiss it, in my opinion. Because some of this, because it doesn't have that much meat on the bones, I think it will just, they'll just say probably, because as I sit here right now, the probability that I think he's lying is higher than I think he's telling the truth, just based on what I've heard. There could be many motivations for this, but obviously money is the most powerful, really, and of course fame, which leads to money and whatnot. So yeah, that's where my mind is at right now.
Initial thoughts on that. Now, at the time of this recording, I haven't been able to see a statement that was released on Will Smith's part from his representatives. However, according to People magazine, Smith's attorney, Alan B. Grodsky, said, quote, Mr. Joseph's allegations concerning my client are false, baseless, and reckless. They are categorically denied, and we will use all legal means available to address these claims and to ensure that the truth is brought to light. Now, I will also say this lawsuit comes at a precarious time for the actor, right after the fallout from the Oscars Chris Rock travesty, him reportedly trying to do these collaborations with influencers online. You do wonder if his side will say, you know what? Joseph launches this lawsuit out of all times right now. There's a strong chance that he'll accuse Joseph of instituting this lawsuit at a time when Will Smith's career reputation may have taken a bit of a hit, so it's like piling on. I mean, on top of this, remember, this lawsuit comes in the wake of Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, being sued in a $3 million lawsuit by her former associate, who alleges that she threatened him and demanded he sign an NDA. So the timing here is very important. It always will go to issues of credibility. Let's see how it plays out. Okay, so now I want to break this down a little bit further with the attorney who is representing Mr. Joseph and who has...
The Smiths did something. They're being assailed now by lawsuits. I don't know what they did or did not do. Or did they decide, oh my goodness, these freak offs are enough. We are old now. I go for a freak off. I have to wait for a month to heal the sphincter. So now they've been told to do maybe, but because these guys have even their kids are all non-binary, transgender, I don't know what not. Like, they've done everything that Hollywood has asked. What is this thing that they refuse to do? Willard, why don't you tell us? Willard Smith, why don't you? Anyway, let's hear what the lawyer has to say.
Filed this lawsuit on his behalf, Jonathan Delshad. Thank you so much for taking the time. Really, really appreciate it. My first question is, why file this lawsuit right now, right before January 2026? Was it strategic to file at this time?
You know, it's not a strategic move on this case. The truth is, it's just, I had a little bit of extra time during the end of the year. It's quiet in the office.
Just remember, disregard everything lawyers say. They never tell you the truth. They'll never be straight.
I'm able to get a lot of more work done without people interrupting me here and there. So no, I mean, we've been working on this case for quite a while, and it's not a strategic. It wasn't a strategic decision to do it towards the end of the year, but it was more a function of when I had the mental capacity to finish it out, get it done, get it ready, and get it filed.
Gotcha. How's your client doing, by the way? I mentioned before that there was a video that he released before the lawsuit was filed, and then afterwards there was an Instagram story where he was talking about the support that he has received. So in the wake of filing this lawsuit and it being publicized, and it's been in the news cycle now for like 24 hours, how's he doing?
Yeah, you know, I've spoken to him, and without getting into too much attorney-client communication, you know, he is very thankful for support that he's getting. It's a lot. You know, this story has caught the attention of a lot of media, and a lot of people are talking about this, and he's getting a lot of messages, and people are asking him to come on their shows and talk about the case and talk about things that are going on. And right now, you know, I've been counseling him just to sit tight. Let's just let things kind of blow over. And if at a later time he wants to, he can. But, you know, it's a lot right now, and a lot of people are emailing him. But he is very thankful for the amount of support that he's getting.
And just for the record, that's not support, that's content creation. People want the hot person in the algorithm right now to do content. It is what it is. I'm just mentioning, that's what I was saying, when you listen to lawyers talk and PR people and media people, it's that language they use, the sleight of hand language, and they're not telling you the thing. In fact, they're throwing you off totally. They're not mentioning the other thousands and thousands of messages that are telling him to F off. I'm sure there are many of those too. So anyway, it is perception.
It's a tough thing to go through. Somebody like him, although he has been in America's Got Talent, he has had some fame. Putting yourself out against somebody the likes of Will Smith is not an easy thing to do. And so it takes a lot of...
These days, especially when it comes to the gays, women, it's easy to do. Guys' lives get destroyed with false accusations where people just believe, where everybody can see it's fake, but it's being pushed anyway. So it's not difficult. The lawyer talk I was telling you about.
Courage, and it takes a lot of guts to do what he did, and he felt it was the right move to do, and I think it is as well.
No, that's 100% true. And you and I both know from a legal perspective, to make a very public case and a very public claim against a high-profile celebrity, when there are avenues in the law where someone could file a lawsuit anonymously. I'm not saying that's what your client wanted to do or not, but sometimes there's an avenue. That goes to a clear issue of credibility, and it goes to a clear issue of why do this. I did have a couple of questions for you as I was breaking it down, the lawsuit, and I was hoping you could clarify them. So obviously a part of this lawsuit is narrative, if this goes to trial, is going to be understanding what happened in that hotel room. The part that I'm struggling with and I'm trying to understand is how you connect it back to Will Smith. So on one hand, I understand that it was, the defendants, right? Him and this management company together that were part of booking the rooms for this tour. But the idea of that, what your client claims he found in that room was a form of sexual harassment that was tied back to Will Smith because of a comment that he made, or maybe even a series of comments, even though it seems like there was only one that was listed, and that he, that he was fired because of that. I think that's I'm struggling understanding the connective tissue back to Will Smith. If you could explain it to me.
Me too, Jesse. Me too.
Sure, and I don't want to get ahead of my skis here because again, we haven't done discovery. We don't know what the facts are going to bear out. But again, the allegations here so far, I think the main allegations in our complaint are that some type of retaliation for reporting sexual harassment. So that's the main thrust of the arguments here. Again, what was written on the note, that was allegedly written on the note, everything I'm going to say is allegedly because it's all based off of the complaint, information, and belief at this point in time. I've seen some of the evidence. What was allegedly written on that note and what was presented to him and what Mr. Joseph, my client, reported to his employer, in my mind, is a clear reporting of sexual harassment. And so that's...
The thing is, when a lawyer says in my mind, so it's not very obvious. So he's just interpreting it for his client, for the lawsuit case. Because saying in my mind, it looks like... So you see, I hope, if you're listening to this and watching this, you understand where all these questions come from, because there's too many holes to ignore. Because I don't want to be overcome with the bias that we have an unhinged Will Smith who slaps people at Oscars and lets his wife humiliate him in public for months and all this. That guy, I don't want that to cloud my judgment. In as much as, it's begging, no, this guy is a degenerate. It's begging, but you have to be objective. You have to try to be objective as much as possible. Because I'm trying to listen to this guy give me, because I don't want to make assumptions. I'm listening and all I've heard is extremely circumstantial. Extremely. I don't see him winning as far as I'm concerned, unless, of course, as I said, there are videos and texts and blah, 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 and all those things.
That's where we think that the case is the strongest, and that reporting was then taken to and reviewed by management. And then after that, he was just completely wiped off the tour. So, I mean, he was headlined in one of the earlier concerts that they did with Will Smith. And, Will Smith brought him on stage with fanfare and people loved him. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, we don't need a violinist anymore. And then they went ahead and hired another violinist.
Right.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, because when you work, especially, I've worked with actors for a very long time. And I have seen those who come in hungry and what. Then they get just a little famous, like whatever they're doing just does well, and all of a sudden is recognizable. He might not even have had the money to, to start boasting and whatnot, but they get really anal. Like if you'll get a lot of, like, you find a really talented actor, a really talented actress, then they test that sweet fame where you are recognized everywhere. That thing is intoxicating. I haven't felt it, but I've seen it, what it does to people and how they explain it to me, that it's absolutely intoxicating. And so the people start feeling themselves, they start disrespecting the people that put them on. So this is, I'm just, right now, I'm just really just, speculating and just being imaginative and thinking what situations, because that's one that happens. So it could be that. It might sound like I'm defending Will Smith, but not. I'm just now because I've already given scenarios where it's possible Will Smith actually did this. So we are looking at both sides and see, voila. Sidio.
Does your client have an idea of who wrote that note?
He doesn't. We've done some independent research into it, and I don't want to disclose that at this point in time.
Totally fair. Is there anything you can say whether or not the person who wrote...
Unless that note is written by Will Smith, it's gonna be impossible.
That note is somehow connected to Will Smith. I know you're... Can you say anything about that?
I can't say anything. I think that's going to be something that Discovery is going to bear out.
Okay.
And we're going to have to find out later.
By the way, even if he's the one who wrote the note is pretty benign. Yeah, it doesn't have the bite that, oh, I'm coming to make sure you're here, or if I don't find you here, your job is gone. There's no that, or anything even close to that. That would be the killer, but it just isn't there. So, it's anyway. Let's just go through it.
I mean, we have our theories, we have our theories, beliefs, and I think you're spot on. By the way, that's the critical question in tying it back. Meaning, can we tie that back to us? But I think that there's a second option as well. That's just for the sexual harassment part of it. For the reporting, clearly it got back to Will Smith. I mean, that the reporting was reported to the tour manager, the right-hand man.
Is that Tim Miller, by the way? Is that Tim Miller?
Tim Miller.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And so that, that's, I assume you're not asking about that, about the retaliation for the reporting. I'm assuming you're asking about, did he know that was in there? And then the question becomes, why is he retaliating for reporting? And that's the critical question here.
So I have a meta question. So let me first start with the Tim Miller part, because you brought it up. Based on that perceived alleged conversation, couldn't an argument be, and, I understand your argument would be they didn't even properly investigate his claims. They didn't even look into it. They should have spoken to at least hotel security. That wasn't done. That was the minimum that was required. I imagine based on the complaint, Tim Miller would say either A, your client was let go because they decided to go in a different direction in terms of a violinist, or B, that they believe that he made all this up. Why? And if that's what's alleged in the complaint, why would Tim Miller claim that your client made up this whole Las Vegas hotel room incident?
Why would he claim? I have no idea why he would make that claim. I mean, that's something that we're going to have to
and you see, that's really the bottom line. There's very little information on this. I hope that there's some value to listening to all that and the breakdown. The thing is, I was an admirer of Will Smith until the movie he did with his son. Is it After Earth? That I couldn't understand the move, and then after that he just kept on doing worse and worse movies, then punctuated with some really fantastic performances, Oscar-winning performances, and then everything else, his life just becomes drama. It looks like he has no impulse control. So, it's just I hate when real talent, real transformative talent has such glaring weaknesses. It seems to be a lot with such people. It's heartbreaking. And you see, the problem is they're elevated in our lives so much that you can't ignore them. Anywho, there was something here about Maduro. I don't know if, let me see how long this stream has gone. 1 hour, 10 minutes. So we have about 20 minutes. Let's see if we can go through Maduro and so this guy. This guy made me laugh. You know, these guys like posturing a lot. Yeah? They like posturing. "Arr, Trump, come here, I will beat you." So, all right. So let's listen. So Maduro asked for a fight. You see, this is very childish. Ah, I'm going to beat you. Hakuna kitu unanifanyia wewe." It's very childish. Like you're saying, Maduro asked for a fight and history gave him a knockout. Elon fights in satellites and blah blah. Maduro, the way he was, how do we say? How easily they did that. You know, like a lot of people don't really fully understand this situation because everybody becomes an expert based on the propaganda they've been fed by whichever media house they listen to the most. So the fact is, you don't need to go very far. This guy, like they had elections, he decided to nullify those elections, and among many, many other things, what people claim, you know, like we had Suluhu here in Tanzania, people are, oh, stolen election. Yeah, that election, to be honest with you, was a sham. It was a faff. So it was the same case with Venezuela. So this guy, and then he jailed some of his political opponents. There was a lot of violence, the same way like our guy here, Uliam, has done. So it's the same playbook. So these guys, what Trump and crew are trying to do right now is they're trying to clean house within their hemisphere, their little subcontinent over there, because there seem to be a change in how people want to do things in terms of going back to it's money, let's make money kind of situation. And these guys, you know, the Venezuela has the biggest oil reserves, and it's Chinese, Iranians, and and how do you call Russians are the ones taking it, and then there's a lot of mafia business involved. So this guy is a full drug dealer. It's not even a question, because Biden himself and what they had put like a $25 million bounty on his head. So all this, when people talk about, you people have to understand superpower politics and the big. There's a lot of people who talk idealistically, like we live in this utopia. It's like people talk like children when they're talking about this politics. Because, for example, China is US's biggest competitor. There's Russia, but they've kind of fallen off, but coming back, you know, they've up and down because, you know, corruption and other things. But like heavy corruption, when it becomes too much, nothing really works. So China is playing the game hard. They don't care about, they don't have the same, they're not hamstrung by the same things US is. If they want to do something, they just pick up and go right now and talk to the person and start doing the thing. So they had already moved to Venezuela. At least they were discussing big. I know they have done business for a while, but it's kind of like hush hush kind of, but not, you know, hush hush on international stage. But the Americans do, everybody knows. And then now they wanted to make a big move, and then yeah, the Americans said no, that's their backyard. They're not going to allow the Chinese to be there. That's just a fact. A lot of people don't understand. That is how people fight, because a lot of us have this naivety because we are poor countries that don't, when we fight is, you know, intertribal wars. You can extrapolate that to the bigger stage. The strongest one who calls the shots. So what you really want is, you hope the strongest one is a moral strong one who won't come and take you out. So as far as I'm concerned, this thing, it's popular among most Venezuelans. It's unpopular among the left. Yes, and a lot of this, the NGO class. It's popular amongst the normal people who know Maduro and whatnot. So it is kind of one of those things where you can shout all you want, but nobody really care. Nobody care. Let's hear what this girl was saying about his nene here. What are you saying? Omera, what were you saying? Maduro challenge billionaire to a fight. This is childish. I can't do it. So what you're seeing here is this, like, you know, the woke ones. The woke ones are, how do we say? They're saying you should release the Maduro. Is a druggy and is an election is refused that thing they like democracy, but still because it's against Trump. That's why I have very little patience with these people. So ridiculous people, whatever. Now, somebody here, there's this Patrick Bet David who has the PBD podcast. Did you tweet this in 2020? Are you no longer with Venezuelan people are celebrating the fall of Maduro, or you just playing politics? Which one is it? Pete Buttigieg. This guy's name is usually weird. On an EM people. The illegitimate takeover of Venezuelan National Assembly further evidence that dictator Maduro will stop at nothing to consolidate his grip on power. This is 2020. Now, this is yesterday, the day before yesterday. It's an old and obvious pattern. An unpopular president failing on the economy and losing his grip on power, decides to launch a war to regime change abroad. So this is going after Trump. That's why I was telling you this. He said it himself here, and then down here he's like, no. You see, consistency is important. You see, when you're listening to media, this is maybe a lesson, because a lot of people are operating on media people's opinions who are already paid for to push an agenda. So for you, you think you're receiving facts, but what you've received is a tailored message for you, and they've labored for a long time to prepare you for the for that message, because like I have a few friends, some of them get really mad, like they wake up, they watch CNN a bit, they're told, oh, this person has done this person I told you is bad and is done this. Now go see what he's done again. So they take a small thing or a nothing at all, build it up into a mountain in your head, because you've been primed to accept this person is capable of anything. You just jump on it. So you are never objective, and that's the difference. They confiscated Maduro's phone. He put it, we make deal, no tell Trump. Trump very far for. Come to Canada whenever. Can I borrow 500 billion? Zelensky. Trump, come outside. This will be a good meme. This will be a good meme for tomorrow. I'm gonna have to listen. Oh, it's okay, guys. We said free Palestine. Okay, leftists and Venezuela bring up human rights violations that Maduro committed. This is the thing. You can't have it always. You can't, like, when it suits you, you switch. No, you didn't say this. No, this is another one. Chuck Schumer criticized Trump for not bringing an end to the Maduro regime. Schumer, the president brags about his Venezuela. Give us a break. He hasn't brought an end to Maduro regime. Some of these things age very badly. Yeah, I'm so embarrassed that I was once a leftist who supported Kamala Harris. Donald Trump is a great man of history. Taking out Maduro goes down as one of the greatest moments in the history of the West. Anyway, everybody has their leanings, but as geopolitics goes, Trump has scored a big one here. And whichever way you look at it, because the Democrats were for it and many other people, so many other countries, they have not recognized Maduro. Over 60 countries have not recognized Maduro as the president. So there's that gray area that you have to deal with. I'm a VP. So let's finish off with Somalis in Minnesota. Yes, we can spend 10 minutes before we finish this. It's a 1.5 hour stream. That's what I've planned it to be. 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, just covering whatever is there. So I'm gonna be coming on camera once I get the webcam that I've ordered. It's gonna be coming in a couple 2-3 weeks. It is we are in Kenya, so we have to wait. It comes because I don't want to pay double the imagine if you buy a camera for like $100, and by the time it gets here you are paying like almost 3/4 of that as import duty. It's ridiculous. Like if you want it fast, but if you can wait, it will come for a few thousand shillings at $20 like this. So this guy called Nick Shirley, he went to Minnesota to check the there's this scams of this, the Somalis have opened so many companies that seem to have been designed to say to serve community needs, childcare, transport, and many things. There's medical, there's so many things. So many of them form the companies, and these companies have been getting paid. We know these things. See, the problem with Americans, they don't understand this is normal life here in Kenya, in Africa. Doing the corruption, stealing government funds. That's the number one occupation of our leadership. And NGOs and everybody, companies, everywhere you go, people are stealing. Yeah, so you see, when I look at these guys, and it's a society that's slowly starting to realize how corrupt they are. For a very long time, they're kind of insulated because a lot of their things worked. You see, there's no perfection, but when your things work, still right now, most people given the chance to move, they'll move to America because they still have a lot of opportunities. You can still become richer there. There's a higher chance of you making it there than anywhere else in the world. It is what it is. That one is whether we like it or not. So anyway, so they've been getting paid, and I think from my assessment and what I've listened to, the governor of that state, the Ilan Omar is what? She's called a not senator, that other one, like MP level. Yes. She's they seem to be involved. They seem like a lot of this money, because there's a report where a lot of donations, America, how you give a politician money is you donate to their campaign or whatever it is. There's ways you can get the money to them. Some just take it. The more corrupt they become, they just take it and just put it in the account of the brother or sister or spouse. Anyway, we are going to watch. This thing has 138 million views. The Somalis are not going to run from this, especially, and they've been doing some really bad PR. I'm going to play for you some videos as we finish. Let's see. As we finish, I'm going to play for you some videos. I swear you're going to be dead. Let's wait. So we watch a bit of what this guy has done. An intro. This is like a 42-minute thing. I'm going to watch maybe 2-3 minutes, because the intro, I saw it has a lot of what I want to talk about.
To ask where the money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Answer the question. Are there children?
So they have those daycares, but there are no kids in the daycares. So all the kids, or maybe you say it's for 100 kids, but it's like 10 kids that come. They even have seen where guys come, they bring kids, the parents. Then the guy who owns the daycare pays, there's an amount per child. So they split the amount with the mother. But the mother comes, makes a showing, and then takes the kid back home. So it's already, everybody is eating something. So that's why this is, this guy is 30 years. I'm sure it started the moment they were moved there after the war. Then they just lay the groundwork properly. Now they are a big political entity. If you see the way the governor and the mayor kiss their behinds, you just know this thing, they set it up, all of them. So they're eating together. They must defend.
No children inside this building.
Potentially the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses.
So meals programs, housing assistance.
So much fraud.
Behavioral health service. So I hear there was if they are to take per capita right now, from the reports, the Somali community now in Minnesota has the highest cases, was it of autism or something? So there was this ridiculous clinics or daycares where they take care of autistic kids, and there seem to be many reports that really. Of course, there's a big stinker there because they know such.
It could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia.
Oh, Jesus. By the way, a lot of this money has found its way to Kenya, as you all know. A lot of these high rises and businesses, you see, our brothers there, it is coming direct from there. Why are we lying? We knew the money from the pirates was coming here, those millions of dollars. We knew. Yes.
These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia like the Al-Shabaab.
It's inevitable.
And others enrich themselves all at the U.S. taxpayers' expense. And in this video, we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we
Okay, that is the basically a synopsis of the entire thing, and it's true. It doesn't matter to me. Like, if you're an African, you know what I'm talking about. You know this is 100% true. The setup is just the way it is done over here. Yes. So I'm just gonna play you what I was saying. This PR that our Somali brothers, although they say they're not our brothers, they're not black. They say they're not black. They say us, we are hard people of the hard hair, whatever they. Personally, I don't care. You can say you're not African. Who cares? You can say anything you want. It doesn't affect me. But it's not doing them a lot of good. Let's listen to these guys, what they are saying. Let's see.
If you beef one Somali, you beef every Somali. If there's one thing about Somalis, they are going to ride out for their Somali brothers and sisters.
Shut up. What do you think? Every tribe, the people ride for each other. You know the Luos, my friend, and the Kikuyos and the Kalenjins, my friend. There's nothing special, and this is the arrogance I've found with these people now, especially. They have this arrogance. They think they can scare. You can't scare anyone. People know you for who you are. You know, you can't be arrogant about stealing money. You always ride for each other. Why? You're gonna be slapped and you'll run home crying, Bana. My friend, you're a soft boy. Look at you. Look at you. You're soft. This posturing on TikTok is not real life, my friend.
They are going to crash out. They don't do one-on-ones. They're gonna jump you. Abdi's gonna go tell Rector. He's gonna go tell her brother Mo. He's gonna go tell Naima, and she's gonna tell her Upti. You are fucked. You are well and truly pissed if you get into beef with a Somali, because word will get out that you're beefing the Malis, and then it's up from there. Even if you think
the Malis, man, it's like an entire community of fucking teenagers. Like, oh, my dad is big and stronger than your dad, and he's gonna beat you. Then your dad comes, you find you really overestimated your dad. He has a pot belly, can't run, and probably can't tie his shoelaces without losing his breath. Come on, dude. Valentino.
that Somali is miskin. They just watch anime and play PlayStation. They have someone.
Oh. All right. I moved. You see, when you start talking nonsense, let's hear the nonsense.
Everyone else. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm speaking for all of my African brothers and sisters. If you're kicking out Somalis, you have to kick out everyone else. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm
What's that based on, dude? Why? Whether this young Somalis really they're really dumb. Like the things they're saying, they're really dumb. What the hell?
I'm speaking for all of my African brothers and sisters.
Oh, now we are your African brothers and sisters. We are not the hard hair people. Come on, dude. You're like 2 years old.
If you kick Somalis out, you have to kick all of them out. All of us. We all leave.
Based on what? You retard.
Together. Because if you kick us out, you have to kick everyone else. I'm gonna be honest. And I know everyone in the comments, everyone watching this video agrees with me. If you're kicking out Somalis, you have to kick out everyone else. Like,
the level of discourse here is okay.
Thank you for working so hard. You work all fucking day. You don't got shit. Thank you for working so hard so I can be home all day. Free. I can use my EBT. Go to work for me, white boy, white girl. Yeah. Go to work for me, you fucking white animals. Fucking work for me. Yeah.
Like what are we doing here? What are we doing? Do they expect like we support this nonsense? Do they expect like who are these people? Inbred, stupid people. That's the problem with this. When somebody has stolen for so long, you've seen our politicians. They behave like kings because they've stolen for so long and they've gotten away with it. This is the position this guy is in. His entire existence is just eating and having a good time. He's never had to put in any... Oh, wow. My guy, you're not going to leave this out very well.
You fucking work for me.
Oh.
And the U.S. government they work for me. All of you work for me. Now go to work. Pay them taxes. Take care.
My guy, it's a woman who talks like this. Men actually love to go to work. You hear? We love to go to work. We love to be productive and build legacies. Your legacy is being an inbred retard. Can't do anything. That's a parasite to society. Imagine being proud of that. Like, this is what I put up a post somewhere about how they have really disgraced themselves. They're not going to live this down. You see, even here in Kenya, they're already like, the PR is horrible. But you see, this is what corruption does. It creates such two brain cell lunatics. Yeah.
Of me and my people. All right? This is my land. I control this place. This is my reality. You all gonna be enchained. I'm gonna lock all you guys up. If you
you'll be slapped once and you'll cry. You see this false bravado. You see, participation trophies have something to do with this. False bravado. Who raised this retard? Who raised this person?
don't pay your taxes. You better fucking pay your taxes. ICE will not do anything to me because I am ICE. I work for them. I work for the FBI.
No, this guy I think is rage baiting, but it's not going to end well. Like, why would you anyway?
And I work for
let's just don't. I've realized you can't blame a stupid brain for thinking up something stupid. You can't. You can't, especially these young guys, he says, who have no impulse control. They're raised by their mothers mostly, so they pick up a man who behaves like a woman is a horrible person. They'll destroy the world. Yes, this deranged look this guy has.
The CIA. They can't do anything to me because I haven't break any law. You know? And yes, you white evil demons are my slave. You white cocksucker. What are you gonna do about it, motherfucker? See, you're so bitter about what I say, my words, huh? You fucking weak ass animal. You fucking low life animals, man. That's why the government is doing what they do to you. And I'm glad they are doing that to you. Because you deserve it. You fucking animal.
Now, this guy, the thing is, there's nothing really somebody like that is talking, saying, you see, that's like, what is that? Like, who raised, now this one, this TikToker, she was saying that Elon Musk is going to be dead or something. So it looks like a threat. Then Elon Musk responded to her. Let's listen into it.
Musk. هذا فور حما إلى ماسك عبس كفور.
When people say like this is fake, I'm like, actually, well, let's look at.
The Somalis let their women talk. Why are you letting them talk, guys? Why are you letting them talk? Doesn't allow talking in the public. No, but you see them, they don't care. If they need to use the woke people to get what they want, they use the woke people. Because the woke people support LGBTQ, they don't. But the woke people have to play ball with them because they've added themselves as part of the minorities. And they've coined the Islamophobia and other phobias.
I start like this, I start to fall from here. Let's go fall from here. Well, I wouldn't worry too much about this one. I wouldn't worry too much about him. He about to die.
What are these people? Then I saw a video, by the way. I'm looking for that video of that same chick. She came. Oh, this guy is just a rage baiter now. Where is that? No, this guy is not saying. Somali says biggest fear that Donald Trump may not witness Somalis achieving a full takeover of America. Let's listen. This was funny.
My biggest fear in life is that this man may never witness our full takeover. Yes, he may never.
Why do
he already witnessed?
Seriously, these people don't look healthy even. What is this? What is this?
Our partial takeover, our little success in America. And he is the reason, actually, I know that the community in America is thriving. He is how I know. It's like, he's how we measure our progress. If he doesn't tweet, somebody messed up. I know it. Somebody fucked up the plan. If he tweet, I know. I know. We're doing the right things. Yes, that's how I know. So, he's old and sick, I know. He may not witness our full takeover. But I promise you that his sons will witness. Just like him, we came to exist in this country. See?
Yeah.
The land of free men. The land of opportunities.
It's like this. All these guys, they want to be like, they defend propaganda of the heroic Islamic warrior. So they all these nutty little shits. They're all acting like they want to.
And we're not leaving, actually. We're not going back. What do you mean go back? You should go back first. You see, if you come first, you go first. See?
Like, what does that even mean? I'm telling you, these people are retarded. Fool.
Just like you. Tell me how you own this land. Explain to the world how this land became your land. Tell the world.
Okay. I'm looking. These people. Okay. This was another weird thing. Let's watch. This is now just.
Probably shouldn't even be here.
If childcare is cut, I'm unable to work or go to school.
If you can't afford it, you probably shouldn't even be here.
I understand. Fraud is bad.
It was at this moment that she knew. She fucked up.
Oh, they did prep her. Oh.
Can you pick out the one word there you probably shouldn't have said?
We've
reached a final conclusion.
There's a current.
Illegal!
I'm gonna move on. I was gonna move, but now I'm gonna stay in Minnesota. This is our land now. So there's another idea. Just remember the story. Minnesota is ours. Yes, I'm looking for this girl. There's this girl who, after she still said Elon is gonna be. Anyway, we've watched enough. Jesus, and that is what a lot of people are really saying. These people, we are tired of them, and let that. This has been a 1 hour 40-minute live stream. The first one of Albo and Omera in Diaspora. So next time Filippo will be around, we'll be doing some vlogs. He'll be showing us around California on video. Yes. And we'll be talking about different things, the similarities, different culture, whatnot, between America and Kenya. Commentary, you know, we have to say here, commentary. We are not experts. We're just giving opinions. About VP. I don't know what you guys thought about the stream, man. Please leave a comment if you come here later to watch. Also, you know, leave a comment down below. You know, just let me know all up. Give me love. I'll be doing this 3 times a week: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Covering whatever and whatnot. Subscribe to the channel as usual. You know, share the video. Until next time, Happy New Year, my people! End.